Hello students, welcome to this AimLIS demo classes. AimLIS provides you online coaching services for upcoming NVS and KVS examinations. I, Moumita Hazra, assure that this video will be very important and fruitful for all of you. First of all, I will go for exam pattern of NVS and KVS examination for the post of librarian, and here it is. Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti NVS written exam pattern for post of librarian. Total marks 180. Total time for exam 3 hours. Component of exam: Part 1 reasoning ability, number of question 10, total marks 10. Part 2 general awareness, total of questions 10, total marks 10. Part 3 teaching aptitude, number of questions 15 and total marks 15. Part 4 subject knowledge, number of questions 100 and total marks 100. Total number of questions 135 and total marks 135. Part 5 language competency, general Hindi, general English and regional language into 15 marks each subject. This part is qualifying in nature only with a minimum 33, 1/3 marks in each language. Part 1 to 4 of the candidate will not be evaluated if he or she fails to attain qualifying marks in Part 5. Kendriya Vidyalaya Sanghatan KVS written exam pattern for the post of librarian. Full marks 150. Total time for exam 2 hours 30 minutes. Part 1 general English, number of question 10, total marks 10. General Hindi, number of question 10, total marks 10. Part 2 general knowledge and current affairs, number of question 10 and total marks 10. Reasoning ability, number of question 10 and total marks 10. Computer literacy, number of question 10 and total marks 10. Library and information science, number of question 100 and total marks 100. Syllabuses are included on PDF format at the AimLIS WhatsApp group. Kindly join this group and get this. I will share the group link on description box. Now, I just focus on the main topic of the syllabuses. The topics are almost same. Part 1 Foundation of Librarian and Information Science. Unit 1 Library as a Social Institution. Unit 2 Normative Principles of Library and Information Science. Unit 3 Laws relating to libraries and information. Unit 4 Library and Information Profession. Unit 5 Promoters of Library and Information Services. Unit 6 Public Relations and Extension Activities. Part 2 Knowledge Organization, Information Processing and Retrieval. Unit 1 Universe of Knowledge. Unit 2 Bibliographic Description. Unit 3 Methods of Knowledge Organization. Unit 4 Subject Classification. Part 3 Information Technology Basic. Unit 1 Information Technology. Unit 2 Computer Basic Hardware. Computer. Unit 3 Computer Architecture. Unit 4 Software. Unit 5 Word Processor, Spreadsheets, etc. Unit 6 DBMS Package. Unit 7 Computer Application to Library and Information Work. Unit 8 Communication Technology. Unit 4 Management of Libraries and Information Centers or Institutions. Unit 1 Management. Unit 2 Human Resource Management. Unit 3 Financial Management. Unit 4 Reporting. Unit 5, System Analysis and Design. Unit 6, Total Quality Management TQM. Unit 7, Library Housekeeping Operation. Unit 8, Planning. Unit 9, Management of Change. Part 5, Information Sources and Services. Unit 1, Reference and Information Sources. Unit 2, Reference Service. Unit 3, Information Services and Products. Unit 4, Information Systems and their services. Unit 6, Library Users. Unit 1, Techniques of Library and Information Center Survey. Unit 2, Information Users and their information needs. Unit 3, User Education. Unit 4, User Studies. And Unit 5, User Orientation Programs. Based on syllabuses, AimLIS provides you 10,000 plus objective questions with the answers based on syllabus, theory notes based on syllabus, practice sets, important notes and updates, live classes with video recording facility, mock tests, interview tips, and individual and group discussion through WhatsApp group. Some keynotes of AimLIS coaching classes are: study materials would be in English and PDF format. Study materials should be sent twice in a week. Live classes available on Saturday and Sunday. Weekly and monthly online mock tests. Full study materials within 24 hours. Now I would like to go on our demo objective section. Each set of model objective will carry 50 set of questions with answer. Let's go on this. Model set 35. The classification of things according to size, color, etc. artificial classification. Cluster was formerly known as which mode of formation of subject bundles, which have greatly contributed to the evolution of dynamic theory, basic laws, canons, principles. What is called that theory which was marked by the recognition of separation of three plans of work? Dynamic theory of classification. How many basic laws are formulated by Dr. Ranganathan? Answer 6. Who wrote the book Grammar of Classification? W.C.B. Sayers. Method of residue is to find out personality facet. What are three plans of work which are recognized by dynamic theory of classification? Idea, verbal and notational plan. What is the role of canon propounded by Ranganathan in classification? This lays down the rhythm of classification. What are dealt with the details of the arrangement of the isolates in the schedule? Answer: principles. What do you know about the principles of literary warrant? Literature justifies a place for the subject in a classification scheme. What is called the sequence in which 5 fundamental categories of a subject are arranged to their decreasing concreteness? Facet sequence. Principle of literary warrant was enunciated by A. Hum. The number of principles of facet sequence formulated by Dr. Ranganathan. Answer 4. Canon of characteristic is a canon of which plan? Idea plan. Formation of chain is due to the result of denudation. Who is the coordinator of TDC 20th edition? J.P. Cameron. Who thought first about category in classification can't. The method of formation of subject fusion gives basic subject. P notes are used in which of the following classification scheme DDC? Which is the full form of POPSI? Postulate based permuted subject indexing. Which main class divides all main classes of the schedule of CC in two parts? Spiritual experience and mysticism. What is called that country in which library is located and classification work is being done there? Mother country. What does 2P indicate in CC? Second round personnel. In the schedule of X economics, which is proper way of using components in personnel management, still more concrete and least concrete. Who said that catalog is a list of books which is arranged of some definite plan? C.A. Carter. What is meaning of the word canon regarding cataloging? Application of specific normative principles of cataloging. How Ranganathan had succeeded in making cataloging a science by establishing normative principles and canons. The rules of cataloging are first made by A. Paniji. What name was given to cataloging by Ranganathan? By establishing normative principles and canons, scientific approach. To what Simon Lupretzky is related by his contributions cataloging. Canon of currency is the canon of verbal plan. Which principle of cataloging suggests that new editions must be classified and catalogued according to new pattern? Answer: principle of osmosis. Which one is the last canon formulated by Ranganathan? Canon of recall value. Most of the sacred books, old books and medieval books come under the anonymous work. Which of the following is the first normative principles of cataloging propounded by Ranganathan? Law of interpretation. The first edition of ALA code was published in the year 1893. Law of parsimony emphasizes on overall economy. ICCP was sponsored by IFLA. Which library first introduced the printed catalog? British Museum. What is chain procedure method of deriving subject heading? What is called the catalog which represents the collection of number of libraries? Union catalog. Details about the books such as title, author, publisher, place and year of publication, pages, etc. called bibliographical data. The alphabetical part of classified catalog consists of all added word entries. Publication or distribution area of the main entry in ASCR 2 does not over pages. How University Grant Commission India will be rendered according to ASCR 2 India University Grants Commission. The terms record form, record structure, readable form are the synonymously equivalent to record format. Most of the sacred book and old books come under anonymous work. Where tracing is rendered in CCC? On the back of the main entry. Ministry of Education, Government of West Bengal will be rendered to CCC as West Bengal Education under first bracket Ministry of. Next we will go for our demo theory section. In this video we will discuss the normative principles of cataloging. Let's go on. In the context of cataloging, normative principles are those rules, laws, canons and principles which govern the preparation of cataloging codes and various types of entries, choice of headings, rendering of headings, description and other things related with the cataloging of documents, Dr. Esar Ranganathan is the first person to whom the credit goes for enunciating, propounding and discussing analyzing normative principles of cataloging. There are following 9 canons: canon of ascertainability, canon of propotence, canon of individualization, canon of short heading, canon of context, canon of permanence, canon of currency, canon of consistency, canon of recall value. Now, canon of ascertainability. Ascertainability means which is traceable. According to Ranganathan, the information provided in the entries of catalog must be ascertainable and not imaginary. This canon prescribes the use of the title page and overflow pages as the main source of cataloging information for the choice and rendering of the heading of main entry and specific added entries. Implications of these canons. Classified Catalog Code (CCC) fully regards the canon of ascertainability. All the rules make provision to prepare the entry under the heading available on the title page. For example, in the case of pseudonym author, if the title page gives the pseudonym author, entry is made under pseudonym, and if real name is also given in subordinate matter, it is also given in the heading section. Next, canon of propotence. The potency to decide the position of an entry among the various entries in the catalog should, if possible, be concentrated totally in the leading section, and even there it should be concentrated as much as possible in the entry element. Earlier, while writing a letter, the potency was given to city. It was written in capitals. It was underlined. Someone wrote it in English and Hindi. Now potency is given in pin code. Implication. In CCC, it is fully respected. Main entry of CCC is fully potent. Every work of every author gets individual number, and there is no need to sing other section of the main entry, while in AACR 2 the main entry is author entry. Cross-reference entry. In cross-reference entry, the leading section has only a little potency. Class index entry. Class index entry satisfy fully, as there cannot be 2 class index entry with the same heading. All potency in respect of arrangement of entries of a class index entry is totally concentrated in its leading section. Book index entry. CCC and AACR 2 are both the codes satisfy this canon, but AACR 2 violates in the case of government publication. CCC India Education Ministry of AACR India Ministry of Education. Canon of individualization. This canon prescribes that the name of any entity, be it of a person, a geographical entity, a corporate body, a series, a document, a subject or a language used as the heading of a catalog entry should be made to denote one and only one entity by adding it to the necessary and sufficient number of individualizing elements. Implications. Both CCC and AACR2 have provided rules for individualization. CCC prescribes rules JB32, JB3, JB41 dealing with the individualization of geographical entities. Rules JA5 prescribes year of birth and death as individualizing element after the secondary element of the personal author. Canon of short heading. This canon prescribes that the decision for choice and rendering of a heading for the main entry and added entries should be based upon the possibilities of the user's approaches to the library catalog. No element in a catalog entry should be included which is not relevant to its purpose. If there is no likelihood of an approach by any of the users, readers or library staff looking for a particular choice and rendering of a heading, it should not be used as heading. Implications: change of title approach. The need for preparing entry for change title is due to this canon. Example, a book Village India was later published under the title Village Uplift in India. If both the books are purchased in the library but only one is available when a reader approaches the library, his demand can be fulfilled even any one of these titles is available. Pseudo-series. The concept of pseudo-series owes its origin practically to its canon. What are the plays of Shakespeare's with variant editions are available in the library was asked, which lead to the concept of pseudo-series. Canon of context. This canon prescribes that the rules of catalog code should be formulated in the context of the nature of cataloging feature of the book prevalent in the mode of book production, the nature of organization of libraries prevalent in regard to the mode and quality of library services, the coming into existence of published bibliographic and particularly bibliographical periodicals, and the implications are: in the light of this canon, Ranganathan suggests to omit the bibliographical details such as pages, size, imprint, etc. from the main entry of catalog in open access system, as readers can see this information personally if needed. There is no need of giving annotation. Canon of permanence. This canon prescribes that no element in an entry, the heading in particular, should be subjected to change by the rules of catalog code except the rules themselves are changed in response to the canon of context. Canon of currency. The principle that the term used to denote a subject in a class index entry of a classified catalog and in a subject entry of a dictionary catalog should be the one in current usage. If we follow the canon of currency, it means we are violating the canon of permanence. So this conflict was resolved by a partition of field. Canon of currency has its sway only over subject headings or class index entries, and canon of permanence over name heading, that is name of person, geographical entity or corporate body. Canon of consistency. CCC defines this canon as the principle that The rules of a catalog code should provide for all the added entries of a document to be consistent with its main entry, and the entries of all documents should be consistent with one another in certain essentials such as choice, rendering, and style of writing and heading and the other sections. Implications: observance of this canon ensures great deal in uniformity in catalog, that is, main entry of all documents in dictionary catalog is author entry in all cases. The added entries of documents should be consistent with the main entry. Inconsistency of any sort will spoil the whole structure of the catalog. Canon of recall value. Canon of recall value devised by Dr. H.R. Ranganathan in 1969 in a result of development research conducted at DRTC, Bangalore. Though it was in the mind of S.R. Ranganathan at unconscious level since 1938, when Ranganathan devised other canons in his book Theory of Library Catalog. However, it was given the present form in 1969. Principles of cataloging. There should be clear instructions in International Catalog Code that what factor will be tackled by a National Catalog Code. In the same way, National Catalog Code should mention the preview of local catalog code or linguistic catalog code. In English there are capital, small and italics, but in Hindi and other languages this is not the facility. Hence, catalog code should deal with style like dominance, subordination and the like. Principles of osmosis. It means living with the present. Principle of osmosis means when a change in a catalog code or in the scheme of classification becomes necessary in deference to the canon or context, that should be adopted and implemented. There are two ways to reclassify or recatalog the entire collection immediately with additional stuff, and the second way is to close the eyes to the change in catalog code or classification scheme. Then laws of library science and canon of context will cry. Principle of unity of idea. A catalog code should deal with the following elements: definition of cataloging terms, interpretation of cataloging terms in different contexts, choice of information for a section of an entry, rendering of it and style to record it. Principle of probability. The principle was introduced by Ranganathan in 1969. This principle prescribes that making the word belonging to the more numerous group of entry increases the probability for satisfying the canon of proportions. Thus, this principle indicates that a word belonging to the more numerous group, if used as entry element, has a greater probability for satisfying the canon of proportions. Next part is our demo mock test section. Let's go on for our example. Presenting from AimLIS online mock tests. Total time 15 minutes. Press start button. Your time has been started here. Fill up the required field and start your exams. Press next button. Your question sheet has been opened. There are 20 questions and each question carry 1 mark. Just few examples. Bond convention is concerned with copyright. The Indian state which enacted library legislation in the year 1948 is Tamil Nadu. The concept of selective dissemination of information (SDI) was enunciated by H.P. Land. Complete your question sheet and after completion your answers, press submit button. Here is your submit button and just click on it. After submit your form, you will get your score automatically and your answer keys also.